This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon, and I'm joined by a man who thinks that kidnap is an ugly word, Nate.
I prefer the term surprise adoption.
It's a much better spin on it.
I'm trying to think. We just watched a movie about a kidnapping.
Well, attempted kidnapping, right?
Who was he attempting to kidnap?
Jamie.
So if he got her, he wouldn't kill her. He would take her.
He was going to kill Billy, though. Did he kill Billy?
I don't know.
A lot of unanswered questions. If only they had a few more minutes.
If only there were a few more movies.
A few more movies to figure out what's going on. Has there ever been a franchise with that many movies, but none of them make sense or really relate to the others?
What's the guy, and I don't even, it's a very popular meme, and I don't even know if it's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But it's the
Charlie?
same. It's the same guy, and it's like the picture of him with all the strings.
That's It's Always Sunny.
Okay. And so a year ago when we recorded for Halloween 4, I was explaining to people at work, like the chronological, like it went 1 and 2, and then 3 had nothing to do with Michael Myers. And I went into it, and it took me like 10 minutes to explain. And after I explained that, somebody sent me that meme where it's that picture, and it's a bunch of faces of Michael Myers from different movies. And it's like trying to explain the plot line for Halloween, which doesn't make sense. And they keep pretending that nothing happened. Because now, in theaters, we just had a recent trilogy that erased all the history and started after number 2. But that's not the first time they've erased history. Because it went 4, 5, 6. They erased 4, 5, and 6 and started again at H2O. So that's supposed to take place after Halloween 2.
So you do still consider the 1 and 2 that they happened?
1 and 2 are canon.
Because it was the original.
Right?
For the new ones?
For the new ones.
I think they don't even have 2.
Oh,
It's
is it just
about
1?
1, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe that's true.
I don't even know if I've watched 2. What happens in 2?
They're at the hospital.
It's like the night of 1.
Oh, it's still the same night.
It's the same night. And so yeah, it's not a year later. And that's why Dr. Loomis has the burns on his face and his hands. It's because the hospital, he like opens up a ton of oxygen tanks and blows up the hospital, knowing he's going to kill himself, but also Michael. And he doesn't kill himself or Michael, but he gets burned.
Wasn't a very good plan then.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Nate, I don't know if there is a series that's more confusing than Halloween or has more movies that just rewrite over each other.
And also a series that every single iteration except for the first one is disliked. Does anybody like other... You can still watch them and enjoy them, but...
Yeah, well, I think number 2 is accepted as like being okay.
But still, just okay.
It's okay, yeah. The first one people like. I remember liking H2O, but it's been a very long time since I've seen that one. And
Nate, you saw the first. You've seen the whole new trilogy that's been in theaters the last couple of years. Did you like the first?
The first 2, Halloween and Halloween Kills, were good. Watched Halloween Ends last night, and it was no good. It wasn't good. Sorry. So, don't go see it in theaters.
You already spoiled it for us. We won't spoil it here. Get a Peacock free trial and watch it.
Yeah, if you want to watch it on Peacock.
Or you can borrow Matt's Peacock. His password is...
It's capital P, E, A, C, O.
PASSWORD.
Password. 1, 2, 3.
I bet you can't. I bet you can't do a free trial and watch movies on Peacock.
Really?
Because a lot of I remember when Hamilton came out on Disney Plus, And one of the things was like, you can't just do a free trial and watch Hamilton. You have to be a paying subscriber to watch Hamilton.
So you can do a month of Peacock, pay $5, and you can watch it.
Or just go to the movies.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, it didn't have a whole lot. It did, but didn't with Michael Myers, the new one. But
how do you call it Halloween and then it's hardly Michael Myers?
Yeah, he's definitely in it. But the first hour, like even like the opening scene, you're like, what does this have to do with the Halloween franchise? I mean, it makes more sense at the end of the movie, but it really had nothing to do with Michael Myers at the beginning. And for the first like hour, it has nothing to do. I mean, it has what's her name in it, Jamie Lee Curtis, and stuff like
Strode.
that. But they're
so it's like Jurassic World, where it's about locusts and not about dinosaurs.
Right, kind of.
That's the newest one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Did I see the new one?
It's bad. It's also on Peacock. Which brings us to our sponsor today. Peacock.
So you get a 2-for-1. If you want to watch 2 bad movies,
yeah,
get a Peacock membership for a month, and then you can cancel it.
Yeah.
Or just keep it and watch The Office, because we know that there's...
I'm actually watching Parks and Rec right now.
That's a good one, too.
And next will be that 70s show, and that's on Peacock as well.
Is that 80s show going to be on Peacock?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody
will
ever
Netflix.
pick it up.
It's a Netflix.
I think it's Netflix.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure it's Netflix. The 80s show.
Wait.
It's probably going to be bad.
No, the 90s. The 90s show.
Oh, you're talking about the new one.
Oh, it's 90s.
Yeah, the 90s show. They tried to do an 80s show.
Yeah.
And it bombed.
It was so bad. It was really bad.
But the 90s show is going to be on Netflix, I'm pretty sure.
But if we want to get into the actual content of this episode, we're talking about Halloween 5. Last year we did 4. Now we're on 5. Because, lucky for us, all these movies have been filmed in Utah.
Right downtown. Well, a lot of it.
You did the research, so...
Yeah.
What are some of the key locations in Halloween 5?
So it starts out Halloween 4 ends with Michael Myers going down a mine and then them exploding the mine. And so at the end of 4 you think he's dead, but it shows at the beginning of 5 that same scene where he climbs out of the mine, the shaft, and then they explode it. And he goes out into like a river, and that's at a big Cottonwood Canyon. That's like right pretty close to the mouth, and it's at a picnic area. Like you can pull off and eat right there. So that's one of the areas. And then all of the houses, of course, there's 2 main houses. Michael Myers' house and then Jamie's house and Rachel's house, which there are no adults at that house ever.
No, there's not.
Except Michael. So there's that. Then there's a lot of this movie takes place at it's like a children's hospital in the movie. And I'm not even sure what the building is meant for. It's in Orem, like in some canyon I'm not familiar with at all. It's really hard to find. You can't even use Google Maps to like view it like from the street view because it goes down a private lane or it's like private property for the city or something. So that one I can't find, but it is a cool building. I wonder if they still use it, if it's abandoned, if it's torn down. And then there's just like a few gas stations. Oh, Vincent Drug. Vincent Drug was in it for just a split second.
Yeah, it's in the 4th one too.
Yeah.
That's where Jamie gets her
mask.
Her costume.
And
that's where Michael goes and gets his mask, yeah. And that's basically it. Yeah, there's a few like gas stations. One's on 5th South, and now there's apartments there. And I can't remember where the other one is, but it's all like, a lot of it is all by like the avenues or just right downtown by the state capitol. So it's pretty cool when you know that the movie's been filmed there. And actually, I was reading on it today in the Myers home. There was a movie, Stephen King movie they used that house for a little bit of it too. But I think it's called The Stand. Never heard of the movie. So yeah, that basically sums up all of the filming locations. I feel like it's less than what was in number 4.
Yeah, there was a lot.
There was a lot in number 4. It's funny when you start thinking about it, realize how many locations there weren't, or there really isn't that many. The other one I forgot. There's a farm. I believe that one's in Ogden. There's a house there, and then this giant. What would you call that? Building for hay.
Barn?
A barn, yeah. I just said barn too.
That's why I was like, what?
Yeah, I think you said farm.
Oh yeah, I said farm. Yeah, the barn. I couldn't think of it. And from what I read just recently, if the comments were correct, as of June 2022, it was there, but since then it has been torn down. The barn. So I think the house is still there, but that barn has been torn down, which is unfortunate. So.
You can't go and reenact that scene.
No, man, that scene drug on for way too long.
There were a lot of scenes that drug on for way too long.
And it was very silent. It was quiet the whole time. I remember when I discovered these movies in high school and knowing that they were filmed in Utah, I was so excited to always watch it. Mostly for the scenes, not for the content of the movie, but like trying to figure out where it was filmed at. So it's pretty cool.
I feel like that's what we do with a lot of the movies we review on here. Looking for the scenes, except Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Couple facts about the movie. It came out on October 13th, 1989. It was a $5.5 million budget, most of which was spent in one particular scene, which we'll get to. And the box office, it made $11.6 million, so it was a success.
Oh, yeah.
It does not look like a movie to watch if you check the Rotten Tomatoes, if you put any stock into that. It's got a 12%, but it was a good time for us. It's always fun to gather and watch these terrible movies.
Yeah. Yeah, there was only a few things that we like pointed out as being really ridiculous. Like Rachel missing. Nate kept pointing that out. Like, wait, nobody
cares.
Yeah.
Tina just goes on with her day. Like, I guess she's gone.
It's kind of like the Ewok movie. The first one, everybody has a big role. Then they come in for the first couple minutes of the next movie to just die and be gone for the whole movie. That's what happened to Rachel in this one.
Yeah.
They must not have been able to afford her.
Or maybe she was hanging out with Ross. Rachel Ross.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, there you go.
No.
I was trying to think, like, was there a Ross character in there?
Yeah, I was like, who's Ross? But you mentioned at the beginning he goes down the river, shoots the tube. I think that would have been a much better way to have him enter. But then he goes and meets some random guy living on the river.
Yeah.
Which is just weird. I mean, it wouldn't happen in Utah, but maybe in Haddonfield.
Well, it looks like some, like, pirate house. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's
weird.
a creepy guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
sense
could
they
you
wind
really
up-
do that in real life? Just go build a little fort? This is supposed to be Chicago, right? Or
Illinois, yeah.
So.
And he has him for a whole year.
Yeah, that's
Nurses
right.
him back to health.
He does have him for a whole year. And he's, I assume, unconscious for the whole year.
And he just leaves his body on the table. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
Kind of Frankenstein-like. I wonder if maybe this is what we need to dig into more. Michael Myers just is asleep for the whole 364 days except for Halloween. Because he's not doing anything any other day. Right?
Yeah.
He's always incapacitated in some form until Halloween, and then he comes back.
Because he's not human. The doctor says
As
that.
Dr. Loomis says.
I think he says that in 4, right? Like, he's not human.
Yeah.
When they transport him away from the... Where was he at? The hospital
Oh,
or jail or
mental
something?
institution.
Or the mental institution? It's
Yeah.
like, why would you do that?
We're introduced again to the little girl from the previous movie, his niece. And she can't talk. And
We don't know why, right?
we don't know why.
Mm-mm.
But she is has some kind of connection to Michael. And so anytime he does something, she has a seizure, kind of spazzes out. and then she starts prophesying what's going to happen. And they try and cut her throat, because obviously. And then Dr. Loomis is there, because I guess since he's moved on from Michael, he's monitoring, what's her name? Jamie now.
Jamie.
Yeah, he does just kind of pop up out of nowhere. So at the beginning of the movie, when she's having a nightmare and it's showing Michael like grip his hand, and then it'll show her gripping her hand. So it's explaining through those scenes that they're connected somehow. And this is while Jamie's at the hospital, and then they take her down to the room, and all of a sudden Dr. Loomis is just right there, dressed up like he's been outside, but so the way he's dressed doesn't make it seem like he's staying there, but he just showed up. I guess that was like Halloween Eve. It was the 30th, so he must have known. That's probably why he
comes around.
He comes around, yeah.
Because he knows.
He knows what's going to happen. And he keeps telling them that throughout the movie. Like, how many people died last year?
And the year before?
And makes his point. This is his 12th year of dealing with this. I think it was his 12th. And the other thing he said about, because previously, like Nate was saying, Dr. Loomis says he's not human. In this one, he said that he's explaining his burned hand and his face, and said he wanted to send Michael to hell, but knew that hell would not accept him. Basically, he was too wicked for hell.
You know, there's not a lot of effective jump scares in this movie, which is fine, but I think Dr. Loomis has more than Michael. There's a lot of scenes where he just pops out of nowhere in the movie.
And he's always yelling.
He's trying to terrify this little 9-year-old girl. He grabs her feet and like shakes her.
I need your help to kill Michael.
You need to tell me where he is.
We can do this. We weren't able to do it the last couple of times, but this time we will.
Yeah, he has some plan that he's going to be able to kill him. Yeah, he tells like everybody, you can't kill him, but I guess maybe his plan was to try to tell Michael, Jamie's the same as you are, and Jamie's learning to control it.
Right.
It's like he wants to introduce him back into society.
Yeah, after that we get some reintroductions of characters from the last movie and Rachel. There's a rock thrown through a window with a note saying the evil child must die. And then that plot line just kind of fizzles, and there's no more of that throughout the whole movie. But then we get introduced to these two cops who get their own theme music.
I wish I could remember how it goes.
It's just the sound is to make you think these cops are doofuses.
Yeah.
They weren't really, I mean, they didn't sell it very hard in the movie.
Well, they both got killed in the car.
Yeah.
You had to be pretty dumb for that to happen, but yeah, it's like the whole movie is scary music and like dark music, and then it was like upbeat and like do 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 do
like Nintendo music or something,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was so weird.
And it happens twice.
Yeah, so
just
weird
out of nowhere.
that they played that music for those guys.
They wanted to sell the whole these dumb cops.
Yeah, like
then they don't really execute on making them look like
it's like the
goose.
comic relief, and there's no comedy.
Relief. No. Yeah, they try, but it gets nowhere. You mentioned pretty quick after this that we see a glimpse of Michael's mask, and throughout the whole movie it doesn't look like it fits very well.
No.
It's just kind of hanging off to the side.
Yeah. It's like the whole back is completely open. And it's just... So when he puts it on, he doesn't like slip it on top of his head. He puts it around his head, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks like it's just hanging off the whole movie. But I think this mask is better than the one in number 4.
The pink one?
Well, the pink one is, yeah. There's actually, I think you probably saw it last year or 2 years ago. I know I've sent it to you. There's like a countdown of which mask is the best Michael Myers mask. Because there's pretty much for each movie there's a new mask. And there are some movies that have multiple masks in them. Spoiler alert, the worst one is a CGI mask that is so terrible and it looks like an alien, and it's crazy that they left that in there, but that's for another time.
Let's see. We have a scene where Michael's kind of just hiding in the trees as he's watching. This sequence went on so long of this Tina girl and this blonde girl talking about what's going to happen that night and all that kind of stuff. And it drags on. And then Jamie has this dream or hallucination where she's running away from Michael, and then she ends up in the basement of the clinic. She gets rescued by the janitor guy, and then we're introduced to another weird runner of the movie, and you commented that it comes into play in the next one, but we start noticing these tattoos on Michael's arm, and then this guy shows up from out of town with these boots, and you only see his boots basically for the whole movie.
Yeah.
And he's got the same tattoo.
Yep. It's like steel-toed. So yeah, that character, it looks like a P, but it has 2 dots next to it.
Mm-hmm.
That will come into play
next year.
Spoiler alert! Come on.
Let's
not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. But they don't describe that is like the huge setup because they don't describe it at all. It's on Michael's wrist, it's on that guy's wrist, but it's also in the
house.
In the house on the wall.
Yeah.
It's written. So I wonder if it's in other places. But yeah, they never say who the guy is. They never show his face, just his feet. And we'll visit him again because he's at the very end. He pops up.
We get this sequence of the boyfriends, girlfriends continuing, and we're introduced to the very ugly blonde boyfriend with the great laugh.
Spitz is his name.
And the other guy, his name's Michael. They couldn't come up with a better name. Was that supposed to be clever?
Well, I think it has to because she kept calling him Michael when Michael Myers picks her up in the car.
Right.
So I think that's why.
But does he care?
Huh?
That she knows his name and is calling him his name?
Yeah, I don't think he would care.
He did care. He didn't kill her because he called her Michael.
Oh, okay.
She
did leave him. He did leave her alive for quite a while. Was sat in the car with her and everything. But Michael, the real Michael, scratches Mikey's car, and he tries to be tough and says trick or treat, but then he dies. Gets a garden. What would you call one of those things?
That's trident.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork.
A pitchfork.
Not a pitchfork.
And
oh wait, no, this
sickle.
one.
Kind of like a.
This one was like the 3-prong.
The 3-prong, yeah.
Like what you use for gardening.
Oh.
The garden. Kind of a hoe. I don't know.
Well,
not a hoe.
Not a hoe. It's a 3-prong garden tool. Look it up. The funny thing is that with all the
he used a lot of garden tools to kill people in this movie.
Yeah, he did.
It's on a farm.
It's a slasher movie. It's not nearly as bad as other slasher movies. The gore didn't bother me as much as when he put that tool on the guy's car and scratched it.
A cultivator?
Cultivator, yeah. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Right.
That noise of him scratching the car.
The scariest part for you?
That was...
Well, it wasn't the scariest part for you, but we'll get to that.
No, it wasn't.
So Michael steals the car because he knows how to drive, obviously.
Because how old was he in the original when he killed his sister?
When he was a kid?
He 8 or something?
Probably.
So he basically... That was the last day of his normal life.
Yeah.
Why are we not asking the question that he's a genius? I mean, he's killing people.
Well, then again, we just said he's not human, so... And he has a whole year, 364 days to...
We don't know what he's doing those other days.
To read, to learn how to drive.
He went and got a driver's license in that time. He's perfectly normal, but when the clock strikes midnight...
What if he goes into society and he's just a normal guy for that time?
Good point.
And then Halloween comes.
That should be the next Halloween movie. What does Michael do the other 364 days a year? But the other thing is, not only does he know how to drive, he knows to pick up the girl, where, and at what time. And someone said that because he was watching, but...
So he can tell time.
He can tell time.
It was dark. I'm picking her up at dark time, and he knew
At dark time.
I'm honking. He knew like how to honk,
and how to honk the horn
to like get her attention, and he honked it. The way she reacts is as if it was her boyfriend Mikey, who was dead.
It was being impatient.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Kind of that.
Yep. And she is wearing an outfit.
Yeah. It's the Queen of Room Service outfit.
Yeah. She's a maid on Halloween. So you can put 2 and 2 together. That was pretty exciting. I don't know about you guys, but...
The good news or bad news is there's no boobs in this movie, depending on how you take that.
That's good news.
Good news, Nate?
Yeah. I don't want... The movie's so bad, I don't want it to ruin boobs for me.
That's why it only has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. But we got to the most scary point of the movie. The scariest thing of all. And the Michael Myers actually visited us during our viewing party.
So we're sitting on a U-shaped couch. Brandon's to my left. Right? That's a U.
Yeah.
Or a C.
It's a U.
Brandon's to my left. Nate is to my right. And I noticed, I think, like, you looked over, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nate looked over, and so because out of the corner of my eye that I saw that he, looked over, I just slowly turned, and in my peripheral vision could tell somebody was standing there. And so I turned, and then freaking Michael Myers is standing there. And I don't know how high I jumped.
It was pretty high.
I was like, what the heck? And I knew it was a joke because it was somebody wearing a Michael Myers mask. But I was freaking out and concerned of, like, who is this person that just showed up? You know? Yeah, it freaked me out for a second. But then I had more questions of, like, who is this? And how did they get here? And how do we not hear them come inside? Because then it was revealed to be Nate's wife, Becky. And so then my next thought was like, did she come with him and then just stood upstairs? I was like, how long have you been here? She's like, I just got here. So, and apparently while she was walking downstairs, she made the stairs creak. But that probably just fit right in with the movie. We didn't even notice it, so.
I got a creaky house. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, for you someone's in your house, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what's going on? Because I saw Matt react, and I thought it was just that he spilled his drink on the couch. I'm like, what did you do? And I look over, and then I see someone, and I'm like, who's standing there, and why are they in my house? So my thing was a little bit of nervousness because I don't know who got in my house. But then, the wheels start turning, and I'm like, okay, this is some kind of a joke.
Well, I obviously knew it was going to happen. I didn't know she was coming right then. I was going to try to... Yeah, I wanted a video.
Sorry, we don't have a video of Matt's reaction.
But I think Matt's reaction scared me.
So you got scared too.
So I was just like, because I saw her first, and then you like jumped, and I think it made me jump. I was like, what? Like what? But it was good.
So I do want to know, how did the planning go? Because my wife obviously knew about it because she left the door open.
So that was the thing too. Is like, I was hoping that your wife would watch it with us because that might have made it less scary for you. Like, oh, it's just your wife playing a trick on you.
Right.
But it worked better because she watched the movie with us. So who's that person in the house? I think it was yesterday after we watched the last movie. I'm like, oh, we're watching it at Brandon's house, the 4th or 5th movie. And about 2 months ago, we were at, I want to say, Burlington Coat Factory. And so it's brand new. It's not even from Goodwill. Like, they had that. So I'm like, oh, this looks like Michael Myers, overalls or whatever he wears. What is it, coveralls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I got to buy it. And I'm like, sweet. And then like a month later, I was at NPS, and they had a Michael Myers mask. And I'm like, no way. So I got the Michael Myers mask, and yesterday I'm like, oh, you should come over and be Michael Myers. And then she's like, well, I don't have your wife's phone number. And I'm like, well, I'll have her text you when I get there. And luckily, your wife came and answered the door. And I told her about it. Said, we'll text Becky and figure it out. Because we didn't know if we wanted to have her standing outside your house and have.
We just got curtains today.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we put up the curtains before you guys even came.
Oh, shoot. Because that's like, it'd be fun because your basement window kind of looks out to your front lawn, right? Like,
right.
It would have been awesome to have her just be standing there. That, I think, would have been even more creepy because you're like,
there's somebody standing there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, or maybe she could have, I don't know, we could have played this out better. She could have been standing outside and then disappeared and then all of a sudden ended up in your house. That probably would have freaked you out.
Yeah, that would have freaked me out.
I will be checking my trunk. Unless I have like a hatchback, so it's all fun and games, and I'll leave smiling and laughing, and I'll go check my car to make sure nobody's hiding in the back.
Yeah. Matt's happy to stay as late as he can tonight because he's not going to sleep. We actually got the curtains. Part of why I wanted to get them is because it's a big window, and I mean, you can see everything, and everybody can see into our basement with it. But we were watching, I think we were watching Carrie. Have you ever seen that movie? And we look over, and there's a cat standing outside of our window. And that was pretty freaky. That freaked me out. Because it just came out of nowhere, and it's just this gray cat standing there staring at us. And so that would have been really scary had we not got the curtains and botched it. But it was good. It worked. Good prank.
It was pretty funny.
I just wish, like I said, that I could have got on video. That's what I was trying to figure out, like, how do we get on video without making it, like, super obvious? But it worked.
It was fun. Thanks for doing that.
Our money's worth now, right?
Yeah, all worth it. Well, back to the movie. Nothing really scared us from that point because we had all the scares, got them out of the way.
Yeah.
But...
Well, we did get to sit through the most awkward scene with your guys' wives. I had to be by myself. Very intimate
Sitting there enjoying it by yourself.
Very intimate and just silence. It was...
This is where all the budget went. Into the scene.
They put a lot of effort into, like, slowly undressing. It was so awkward. It was so awkward for me.
So the common trope of any horror movie, if you do the deed, you're going to get killed. So somebody's got to do the deed in the movie, right?
That's true.
So they go into the... What's the word for that thing again?
The barn.
Where they put the hay.
The horse shed.
They go into the barn. So it's the girl, the dark-haired maid girl, the blonde, and the ugly boyfriend. They go into the barn.
Matt was very mad about this guy being ugly.
The blonde was pretty... She was pretty attractive.
She was attractive, and she was way out of his league.
Yeah.
He was way out of his league.
This goofy looking, and I'm convinced he got the part because he could do this laugh. And he did this laugh the whole horse shed scene.
It's like the cartoon Joker. Right?
Yeah.
Another scene that went on way too long for many reasons. Because he's dressed up as Michael Myers and keeps trying to get them. And that just happens over and over again. Eventually the girl leaves so the two of them can be alone. She's like, I'll leave you to it, you know? And then we get the awesome scene. Him biting her gloves off and all that.
Oh, and it was
so awkward.
It was like silent. It really was silent.
And then she's...
It's okay, Brandon. You can say it.
She's like, I don't have anything, right? He's like, don't worry. You know, and he holds up I'm not going to say it.
Prophylactic? What is it called? What's the word?
Balloon?
Balloon. Which is really painful to put on, apparently.
He does, like, puts it on and he goes, oh. I don't know. He, like...
Maybe they really made him put it on in the production of the movie, and he hurt himself.
He's like, this is the first time doing that.
It's like in movies when they put on the gloves and they snap them. Like, that's what Make sure it was on there.
Maybe.
That's a great image. We didn't see that part, but they don't get... Well, they actually do get pretty far. And they get killed mid
pretty far.
Mid pretty far. Michael pops out and thrusts what do you call that thing? Another garden tool.
Oh, this one was the pitchfork.
This one is the pitchfork. So he sticks a pitchfork through the boyfriend, and he's just bleeding all over the girl. And then does he get her with a sickle?
Mm-hmm. Here comes the Grim Reaper.
Then there's this really weird guy that's dressed as a cat or something at the Halloween party they're at. We can't decide what he was dressed up as. But he's trying to, flirt with the maid girl.
With Tina.
Tina.
That's right. And
then she leaves and goes to the barn to check on them to make sure they're
doing it right.
And is really excited that they're probably naked, and she invites them to go skinny dipping. But then their dead bodies fall on her, and that's that. We get the cops again, who they're trying to make jokes and play crazy eights.
At that point, they're dead.
Oh, yeah. So this was beforehand.
Before they were playing.
Because he comes out and scares them as Michael Myers, and they almost shoot him because they think he's going to actually
that's
kill
the
her.
confusing part. Is Spitz is dressed as Michael Myers as a joke, and Michael Myers is actually there.
Right.
So the cops almost shoot Spitz. Then they go into the horse shed. And then and then when the real Michael Myers comes out, the police are the two doofuses think it's still him. And they're like, stop messing around.
But as Tina comes out, there's cars that are just barely driving away from the party. How did it go unnoticed, these cops getting killed?
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
But they're dead. And Michael's in a car again. And he chases Tina through all the marijuana plants.
Tina or Jamie?
Both
of them. Because Jamie shows up because she was at a costume party at the clinic, but then starts freaking out. So her and Billy come, and Michael chases all of them.
That's a new name. We need to introduce Billy.
Welcome, Billy.
Explain to the viewers who Billy is.
What do you want me to say?
Billy has a crush on Jamie. He's at the clinic with her, dressed as a pirate.
So yeah, Michael crashes. Jamie gets a black eye. Michael, of course, survives the crash. And then he kills Tina.
Stabbed her in the boob.
Yeah. And then we get a jump scare from Dr. Loomis, who sneaks up behind Billy and Jamie. And is that when he comes up with the plan? That they're going to set a booby trap in the house for Michael?
He must, yeah. He gets the kids, all the police are there. And they're like, let's spread out and find him. And he's like, no. And Dr. Loomis wants to take...
He's got to go where it all began.
Yeah, he's got a plan. And so they take the two kids and they drive off, and Dr. Loomis is there with a car, and he's like, Michael, you need to go back to your house. And,
come home. It's time for dinner.
Yeah. Go home, buddy. Go home. Well, then it cuts to... So now we're at the Myers house.
She's combing her hair.
She's combing her hair up in the window. There's like a tower on this house. Like a... What's that called when it's like a round... You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to describe it. A turret.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. That seems right. So she's in there, lit up.
On display.
Yeah. Basically, so if he drives up, he'll see Jamie, the girl. Dr. Loomis is in there.
The mark on the wall.
Yep, that letter P. And then there's a police officer with a shotgun. And all Jamie has to do is tap her cone or her brush 3 times. And he'll pop out, even though he's right behind her. He is right behind her, so like, wouldn't he know?
What's practice?
They have a cute little practice session.
Yeah.
All the cops in this movie are creeps.
That's true.
But it's like, so he wouldn't hear her scream or wouldn't notice Michael in the room.
Maybe he didn't know she could talk yet or make sounds yet.
But if she knocks on would he just stay there no matter what until he heard 3 knocks?
Wait for perfect timing.
He's like, oh.
Trust her judgment.
What if she knocks 4 times? Or she just keeps knocking?
Michael's stabbing her, but yet he stays behind the...
That's not 3 knocks.
She hasn't knocked yet. Knock 3 times.
Oh.
So I couldn't tell if she had a fake episode or she knew that it was part of the plan to send all the cops back to the clinic.
Yeah.
So that Michael would come. He's like, oh, everybody left, so now I'll come and do my kidnapping or killing or whatever I'm going to do.
Well, you made a good point during that scene. All of the cops in that entire town are surrounding the house.
They got SWAT. They've got everything.
Everything's there. So if you wanted to do crime on Halloween and you're not Michael Myers, you could get away with anything because they're all focused on him. And so, yeah, Jamie has this episode and Dr. Loomis is like, there's a distress signal from the clinic. So everybody packs up and leaves except the one cop that's, there's one parked out in front.
Fat Sniper.
And the Fat Sniper is his name in the credits. Fat Sniper. He doesn't have a sniper rifle. He has a shotgun, but he's still a Fat Sniper.
Yeah, shotguns are real effective at long.
And a revolver. He had a revolver, too.
He did.
Yeah.
Why did he use the shotgun? Why did he pull out the revolver to shoot him through the door?
Because the shotgun was against the wall on the other side. I think.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
He's a better aim with his revolver.
So he shoots at him. No good. Michael acts like he's hurt, then breaks through the door. And in these movies, they usually do a pretty good job of having a creative kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone gets slammed through something. This one, it's just garden tools. But then he gets hung out the window. So that was kind of one of the more creative kills I saw. I didn't think there was much else other than that one.
You don't think garden tools to the face is creative?
I mean, it's all right.
It's been done before.
And hanging somebody hasn't?
All right. It stood out because you were just garden
different.
Tools the whole time.
You're right, because he's not stabbing somebody with a tool.
Right.
He's just hanging them.
Or in one of the other movies, he gets like pushed through broken glass or something. That's more unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she hides in the chute that Dr. Loomis had locked early on in the movie, which Michael knows she's in the house and he's going to look through the chute, but he can't open the chute. He can drive a car really well, but he couldn't even open the chute up. But then he does get it open. He breaks it open, and this was the coolest special effect. He starts stabbing through the chute, and he stabs so perfectly that Jamie's able to jump and bounce off of the knife and get propelled up back to the top where she came down.
It's just like the video games, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It's like a very Mario effect.
Aladdin on Sega.
I think I even heard a boing sound.
Boing. I'm curious what floor she went to, because it's she comes out into a different room.
Does she?
Yeah, than the one she originally went into.
I didn't notice that.
Because that's what I was saying. I was like, there's no way she can get that far up, because when it shows the drop, her falling, it's a long drop.
Yeah.
But she's like barely climbing up, and she's got her fingers on a ledge. It must have been the next floor below, or one floor above her, and she fell from 2 floors or something.
Uh-huh.
But when she comes out of the room, she thinks, I've got to escape this house. So she goes to the attic.
And the attic it's been decorated. Someone's gone in there and they put a lot of care into it. All the candles are lit. And finally, we see Rachel again. She's been missing the whole movie, but no one cared.
It's like Barb in Stranger Things.
She's like the original Barb.
Yeah, and she disappeared. Nobody said anything about her. So maybe Rachel will come back up in number 6. Well, I guess we'll have to wait a year to find out.
Does she?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm excited now.
But yeah, there's Rachel in there.
She's laying there dead on a chair.
She's sitting there dead in a chair.
There's another dead body in there too.
There's the officer.
An officer, okay. Billy? No, not Billy.
No, not Billy. But there's a casket.
There was somebody that was pulled out on a stretcher at the clinic. Was that supposed to be Billy?
I don't think so. Because he had, like, light hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one they didn't explain anything. They didn't say who it was.
What happened?
Yeah.
But we have the casket, and it has her picture in it.
But Michael Myers digs up a grave to get a 9-year-old girl's casket, and that's the casket, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So what's
from the beginning.
Did he? Anyways, so I wonder what his.
How did he know about the 9-year-old girl? Well, I guess
Dates.
Okay, I figured it out.
Math.
He's smart.
He's good at math.
He's good at math. He can drive.
He reads well.
Context clues. He can listen to conversations.
And he works out a ton because he's super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even after laying on the same table for a whole year. No atrophy, nothing. She gets in the coffin. Because that makes sense.
The dumbest move ever. She lays down and basically like, all right, go ahead and kill me. Like, I'm ready to be sacrificed.
It wasn't the first time she told him to kill her. There was the other time she was trying to get her away from Tina, and she was being chased. She was like, hey, come get me.
Oh, yeah.
She says, Uncle Boogeyman. And
that stops him.
And he takes off his mask.
Yeah, I was going to say it's one of the rare times that he takes off his mask and
You
all
can
of the...
kind of see him.
Yeah.
But not really.
I think in all the movies he takes it off like 3 or 4 times, and it's just like that. It's like really quick. If you like maybe pause it,
It's really shadowy. You can't really tell the face. Do you see the face in the last movie?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is it like Darth Vader?
Kind of.
I gotta watch it at least for that then.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw it in high school, I thought it was a girl, and I thought it was Laurie Strode. Because it's like this family curse, and I thought Michael was trying to kill Laurie because of this family curse, and if he didn't kill her, she would start doing the same thing as him. And so the first time I saw it, I thought, oh my god, because his hair, when he pulls off the mask, his hair is like hanging in front of his face, so it looks like he has really messy long hair. It's really not that long, but
Long for a boy.
yeah. And so I was like, is that her? Like, I was convinced it was Laurie Strode. That's her last name, right? I'm pretty sure
so.
that's it.
Sounds right.
And then there's this beautiful shot of a tear, a single tear coming from Michael Myers. It's just zoomed in on his eye.
Yeah.
One single tear.
Are we supposed to feel some emotion for him in that moment? Why is he crying?
Is he trying to kill her?
She called him uncle.
Did she call him uncle, or was she like saying, Uncle?
Like, stop.
Yeah.
I give.
It's like
I don't know.
double intron.
I had the same thought too. Like,
But it is her uncle in the lore of the show, right? But then is it because Dr. Loomis comes in that because he puts his mask back on? Then what happens?
What happens?
I don't know. Something happens. Things escalate. Dr. Loomis is there.
No.
Oh, because he had stabbed Dr. Loomis early.
Dr.
Early on.
Loomis
Got,
is
like, a
downstairs.
slash.
Dr. Loomis is still downstairs. While he's putting his mask on, does she just book it?
I don't know what happened.
And instead of chasing her, he picks up the casket and throws it
Yeah.
in a fit of rage. I don't remember what happens, but she gets away from him.
She gets away, and Dr. Loomis grabs her and says, "Here she is, take her!" Basically offering her up.
his Home Alone trap.
Oh, yeah. The net, the
Chain.
It's like
chain net.
Yeah.
Falls down on him, and he shoots him with the tranquilizers, which do
3
nothing.
of them, I think.
Yeah, at least 3 tranquilizer shots that do nothing. And then he just bangs him on the head with a plank of wood over and over again, expecting that's going to do the trick. But then he gets arrested. They take him to this county jail, and you assume he's going to be in there, and they're going to send him to this maximum security prison where he's going to wait out his days. This cop takes Jamie, and when they're in the car, there's like this explosion and all these gunshots, and we see the figure again. I guess, do we see his boots again and then his figure?
I don't know if we see the boots. You just see he's wearing a hat.
You just assume it's the guy. He's got the boots and then a cowboy-looking hat.
Yeah.
And he's shooting all the cops. Jamie goes in, all the cops are dead. And surprise, surprise, Michael's escaped. Didn't see that coming.
So now you don't have to watch it.
Is that fun?
Is that what we get from this? Is that what people are supposed to come away with?
I think the popular thing is like his total kills, how many kills he had in the movie. People always talk about that for like slasher movies.
The kill count?
Kill count. So he killed Michael, Spitz, Tina, Spitz's girlfriend,
The 2 cops.
Rachel, 2 cops,
The other cop.
the random person at the... Oh yeah, the
dude on the river.
The fat sniper, the dude on the river.
The dog.
Did he kill the dog?
Yeah, because she saw that the dog's head was in the attic when she went in there.
Oh.
Did
you already get Michael?
Yeah, he saw Michael.
So about 10. Maybe a little more than 10.
But then all the dead cops in the jail, that wasn't him. That was the figure.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm assuming.
And all of this could have been stopped if Jamie would just cooperate with Dr. Loomis.
Right.
So.
But she never fully commits to it, and that's why it doesn't work.
So next year we know we have Dr. Loomis, we know we have Jamie, and we have Michael Myers and this cowboy dude.
And Paul Rudd.
Yep. Well, we know that because we looked ahead, but...
Oh, you're speculating.
We shouldn't know that yet.
We should know that, right?
I'm excited because next year one of the filming locations is at a paper factory by Big Cottonwood Canyon. It's like right down the street from my house.
A paper factory.
It's like an old mill. It's not the old mill, but it's a mill.
Okay.
And so that's one of the locations, which is cool because it's right down the street from my house. And it's still, the bones are still standing there of the building, but there's a fence around it you can't get in.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that next year.
And then, is that the last one that's filmed in Utah? 6?
Yeah, this is the 3.
Yeah, it's just
so this is
3.
the Utah Halloween Trilogy.
Yep.
There you go.
So make sure you tune in next year for the shocking conclusion to the Halloween Utah Trilogy.
And I think this is where they end the story for the first time. Because then the next one you said is H2O. That's 20 years after the first one. And it erases the history of that. And then Resurrection, which has nothing to do with any of those. Like, this is the end. Number 6 will be the end of Jamie's story.
For the first time.
For the first time.
Oh, for Jamie's story.
Jamie's story.
Well, but the actress Jamie was in the Rob Zombie
Halloween's.
But she's not Jamie, right? Or is she Jamie in that?
You mean Laurie?
No, Jamie, the girl.
Oh, Jamie.
The niece.
Not Jamie Lee Curtis.
No. The niece. His niece, the actress is in the Halloween 1 and 2 for Rob Zombie.
But isn't Laurie in another random one too?
That's H2O.
H2O. She comes back. That's what he's saying. They kind of erase the other ones.
Yeah.
And then they start over again with Halloween. What was it called?
Resurrection?
No, Jamie Lee Curtis. The last 3 movies.
Oh.
Halloween is the first one.
Halloween is the first one.
There's Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends?
Yeah.
What's it called?
My favorite, there's a segment on Screen Junkies does honest trailers, and they do it for Halloween. And they're like, this is Halloween, not the first Halloween, or the second Halloween, or the Rob Zombie Halloween. And they like go through to make it just as confusing as it really is, because it doesn't make sense. So there are 2, technically this trilogy, because it follows up the first Halloween, there are 2 movies named Halloween in a row. That's just the name.
I can see why it's confusing.
Yeah, so if you take the canon of what is today, it would go Halloween, Halloween, Halloween kills, Halloween ends. But 2 Halloweens in a row.
At least with the...
Well, you have Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween.
Oh, so is Halloween 2 part of the canon for...
Rob Zombie.
Oh.
Rob Zombie did Halloween and Halloween 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then Halloween.
Yep.
So, yeah. So 3
a
movies are called
mind-bender.
Halloween. Interesting.
But people
At
love
least
the character.
with the Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, those ones just do whatever, you know? They don't try to
Tell a story.
tell a story, right?
It's just teenagers making love
Yep.
and slashers
And then
slashing.
Freddy and Jason fight each other in one of the movies,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I've never...
Jason
I've
goes
only
to space.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, you never heard of
That's
that
not
one?
real.
Yeah. Jason, there's one, Friday the 13th, Jason's in space.
Okay, then.
I've only seen the original Friday the 13th, and then I finally saw the original, well, Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Did we say Nightmare on 13th?
I don't know. I was going to say Nightmare 13. Nightmare 13.
But I watched those original movies last year too, for the first time.
The Jason movies.
Mhm.
Well, Jason's not really in the first one.
Yeah, that's the weird thing people don't realize. If they've never seen it, it's his mom.
Right.
And,
Growing up as a kid,
Yeah.
I thought all of these slasher movies were all Chainsaw Guys. Not even realizing it was just one, the Chainsaw Massacre, that was the Chainsaw Guy. Jason's weapons, just whatever. Michael's is usually a knife. And Freddy Krueger's is
his hands.
his hands.
In your dreams.
In your dreams, yeah.
So yeah, I don't think any of those are filmed in Utah. We can't cover them.
We could do whatever we want.
Sorry. We could do Halloween Town.
We could do Halloween Town.
Number
we could do
3.
There's a lot of actually scary movies filmed here in Utah.
And there's a brand new one.
There is. The last thing I wanted to say is watching this and Jamie, I feel so bad for her, and all I can think about, I can't I don't know, my mind just goes to her being traumatized. She's just traumatized. And so, as terrible as it is to say, at the end of the movie, I thought it probably wouldn't be the worst thing if she was killed, because she's going to have PTSD. She's never going to live a normal life thinking somebody's always out to kill her.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Anybody in this movie doesn't really get a normal life.
That's true. Except maybe Michael. Well, he gets to sleep a lot.
Whole 364 days.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be at least around 364 days before we get to hear the next installment. We look forward to it. Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
See you next week.